Guys, I think so. There was some network issue. My colleague just got disconnected. Sorry for that. Hope the voice is now audible to all the participants, right? The screen is also visible. Let me share my screen once again. Visible, right? Second, guys, let me just check with him what is the issue. Just give me a minute. Meanwhile, let others join. Guys, sorry, there was some network issue from my colleague and some by mistake it got closed. Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue, guys. I hope the screen is visible to you, right? The screen is visible, right? The screen is visible and my voice is audible, correct? Okay. Let's continue then. So, we just discussed about the design thinking success story of Airbnb. Airbnb. Let's move ahead to the next slide, that is design thinking process. Okay, design thinking process. So, in this slide, you can see that there are five main steps of design thinking. Okay, so this is actually taught by Stanford University's D School. Okay, so the first is empathize. So what we do actually in empathize here, first we try to understand like the people's. We try to understand the people for whom we are designing the solution. Okay, this means we observe them, we listen to them, and we put ourselves in their shoes. Okay, then we have defined. So here we clearly define the problem, what from based on the whatever learning we had from the previous stage. Okay, so this actually help us to focus on the real need. Then you have ideate. Basically here we come up with as many ideas as possible so that we can solve that particular problem. Okay, so this is the stage where, which is very creative and open-minded stage. Then you have prototypes. So here we take our best ideas and then we turn them into simple models, or you can say some samples that people can see and interact with. Okay. Finally, we test the prototypes with the real users and we learn feedback and we improve the solutions. Okay. So in just in simple words, what I can say, we start by understanding the user, we define the problem, we come up with some ideas, we build something quickly, and then we test it to make it much better. All right. So this is your the five stages of design thinking process. Okay. Guys, why are you saying my screen is not visible? Venkata, please, can we discuss these things later? Is my screen not visible, guys? Is my screen not visible? Those who are facing like screen is not visible, you need to check your connectivity. It's visible, right? You can just see the comments from others people. It is visible to all the participants. Please go and check back the recording, guys, if you're facing network issue. Let's talk about the next slide. So first is empathize. So what is empathize means? Basically, here our goal is to understand the user story. Okay, we will understand their emotions and we'll understand their experiences. Okay, this means that we are going to step uh, ourselves into their shoes to see the world from their point of view. Basically, here we are trying to understand their problem. Okay, so how do we do it? We watch like how the users behave, how they interact with the environment. We try to engage with them through a conversation or some open-ended questions, or we show some genuine interest to them. And we also focus on like what they're actually saying, how they say it, and what they might not be saying, like what they're actually feeling. Basically the person for whom you're trying to design a solution. Okay, it can be a student, it can be a teacher, it can be a parent, or it can be anyone who is affected with the problem. So basically, here you need to understand the user, basically, like what they are looking for, what they need, what is frustrating them, and what is matter most to them. Okay, so this is what you're trying to understand in empathize map. Okay, so in empathy map, here you have four sections. One is says, thinks, then the user for which you are designing the problem does and feels. Okay, visible to you guys? I don't know why certain students are disturbing me in between the session. Uh, I'm in a good network, guys. I think you need to check your connectivity. Nallai Gari Yamini. What is the problem? Is my PPT not visible? It's visible, right? Midun, you are there in the session. Can you just reply? Is the PPT visible? Visible, right? Okay. I hope you're able to see the queries from other participants, right? From there, correct? Are you able to see the queries from other participants? Not able to see the queries? Second. What is the issue with this? I don't know. They change the the settings every day because of which I'm not able to promote. I'm able to promote the first participant as a co-organizer, but not from the second one onwards. Then do one thing, rejoin starting with alphabet A. Okay. A B dash Midhun, like that you join. A dot A hyphen space N Midhun, like that you join. Then I'll make you the co-organizer. Okay, it is only allowing the first participant to be the co-organizer, other participant it is not. Try to leave the session and rejoin from alphabet A. A space N space Midhun, like that. You join with that. Okay. Right. Basically, you will have a project. You have uh, this temp also. Okay. This is the empathy map template that you need to complete. This template you will find on this particular mural link. Okay. So I'll guide you that also how you can get it. First of all, let's understand this empathy map conveys. Okay. So you can see very clearly that this template has got four sections. First of all, what is empathy map? See guys, understand that. Empathy map is a very simple visual tool. Okay. So it is used to empathize the stages of design thinking so that we can better understand a user. Okay. You can see the general meaning of empathize. We want to connect with the user. Okay. So here it is trying to help us to organize the insights about what does the user is saying, what he's thinking, what he does, and what he feels. All right. So empathy map is a tool that will help you to understand the thoughts, feelings, and actions of a person, okay, for whom you're trying to design the solution. So as I said, it is split into four sections. One is says, then we have think, then we have does, and then we have feels. Now, what does this thing says talk about? This says that what does the user is saying? Okay, this could be the things like that they would have told you in some conversation or some quotes they have shared with you, like that. Okay, it is something that what the user is expressing out very loudly. Then we have things. So this is something that what user is thinking. Okay, he is thinking, but he's not saying that thing out. Okay, so this includes their thoughts, their beliefs, or certain things that matters to him most. Okay, this thing is something that he is not speaking it out loudly. Okay. Then we have does. Does means what are the actions or the behavior does the user takes. Okay. For example, like how do they interact with something? How do they spend their time? All those things. Then we have feels. So this feels is nothing but what kind of emotion the user is experiencing. Are they frustrated? Are they excited? Are they anxious? Are they happy? So this section basically help you to get into the emotional side of the user experience. Okay. So he's not yet joined. Is my voice not clear, guys? Clear, right? Okay. Guys, please check your connectivity. All right. So if you see, guys, I'll give you one example also here. Uh, let's say here, imagine that there is a guy who wants to purchase a TV. Okay. It's a very simple diagram of a particular person called Jamie who is willing to buy a TV. So you can see now the four sections, the says, thinks, does, feels. In the says, these are the actual words that Jamie is speaking out loudly. For example, what size of TV will be best for him? He wants something reliable. Okay, he is planning to purchase a TV. So on that particular problem, he's come up with this empathy map. Okay, in things, these things is something that he's going through in his mind. Okay, but he's not speaking. We cannot hear them out. Okay, so for example, he thinks like why is this so hard to buy a TV? What is the best? What kind of TV will be best for me? Do they think I'm stupid like this? These are something which is going in his mind. Then does, so what he does, these are the actions that Jamie takes. For example, he checks the website, he compares different products, he asks their friends, all such things he do. Then he feels. These are the emotions that Jamie is experiencing. For example, he might be feeling overwhelmed, he might be feeling excited for buying a TV, or he might be feeling anxious because of a lot of confusions. Okay, so in this way, you have to create an empathy map based on the problem statement that you are working. So generally, what you have to do, what you will be doing, you will be whatever problem that you're taking for your project, you have to come up with certain scenarios. Okay, scenario based empathy map you have to create. All right, you'll be creating a scenario based empathy map. Am I clear? Am I clear? So how to do it? I just show you from the previous stage. Here we have a website called mural.com templates. If you go to this particular website, this is the templates. Okay, you have to go to start from this template. You can sign up on Mural. Okay, then it is free, guys. You can sign up on it very freely. Okay, so in this you'll get this template. Okay, I'll show you. So this is the template that you can see. Now here you have got these four sections. Here in the center you can mention the name of the particular person. Okay, I think so I have been reached. Let me go to my home. Manage workspaces. I have the template here. For example, you want to change the name of the person. There is a, let's say, uh, Dr. Williams. Let's say this is a guy who's facing some problem like this. Now, for example, Dr. Williams want to, let's say there's a problem of malnutrition analysis. You want to do malnutrition analysis, okay? Or there is a researcher who is he want to analyze the electricity consumption. You can just give some random person name here. I am telling you again, this should be a scenario based, okay? So what he's saying, you have to write it here, okay? You can increase the size of this one and you can mention it. What he's trying to say from here, you can mention it, okay? Like this, you can edit it, okay? Later again, what he's thinking, you can mention it, okay? And similarly, you have to write down what are the things that he does and what are the things he feels, okay? So in this way, you will be completing this template, all right? You'll be completing this template, okay? Once you complete this template, you can just take a screenshot of it and you can attach it in the template that we will be discussing in a while, okay? You can see here, I have this template called empathy map template, right? This template I will be sharing you here. So here in this template, you will be providing your date, the date on which you will be working on your project, your team ID, your project name. Do not disturb the maximum marks. And followed by that, you can just give a small intro here about the empathy map. What is the scenario? And based on that, whatever thing you have created in that particular template, you will take the snippet and you will attach it here. Okay. This is the PDF one. You'll be working on the doc one. Okay. So this is the doc one of it. Okay. You will be removing this content from here and you will be pasting the uh, empathy map that you have created. All right. And that you will be saving it in the form of PDF. Am I clear? Am I clear to you guys? Guys, in the template that I've shared you, I'll be sharing, everything will be there. Then I cannot promote you as a co-organizer because you are not on the top. Okay. You have to come on the top, then only I can make you the co-organizer. Please. Clear? I hope that is clear. It's clear, right? We'll discuss those things later, guys. Please do not divert from the topic what we're discussing. Soma Puramodaya, please wait for some time. Okay. So this is the first template that we discussed just now. Okay. Let me go back to our PPT. So we just saw one example, right? Next is defining the problem. So we have one more template called defining the problem. Okay. So now, once we have created an empathy map, basically, if we create empathy map, we now understand like we are understanding our user, right? So the next step after it is to define the problem that they are facing. Okay. So this is what the slide is talking about here. Okay. So from the previous stage, like in empathy map, we have gathered all the clues about Jamie, right? So now we need to put all those clues together to figure out the main puzzle, like what is his problem? Okay, what was Jamie trying to solve, like that. So I'm just giving an example of Jamie. It can be anything. Like for example, whatever project you have worked on for the and for which you have created an empathy map. Based on that, you will be understanding the problem now, right? So on that particular context, you will be working on this particular template to create the problem. Okay. So here you can see that the main goal here is to take all the things from the previous stage, whatever we have observed, like what was his thinking, what was he saying, what he did, and what he was feeling. So we have to combine all those things together to create a clear, concise problem statement. Okay. So if you see here in the right side, here there is a simple formula to write down a particular problem statement. For example, you can see the user needs a way to do something that they address their need so that the user benefits directly. So you can see here, there are certain blank fields, and in that blank fields, they are mentioning the details of a particular user and his problem. Okay, the user, this is the person, the user is the person. Okay, he is willing to do this thing, okay, so that he can achieve something. All right. Similarly, we have this example. Sam, he is the user. He is a business manager. This is his user characteristics. Who needs a way to integrate healthy eating habits. So this is his user need, and so that because of which he doesn't want to feel like he's on a diet. So this is the insight. Okay, something that we learn about Sam's feeling or motivation. Okay. So in a simple term, I would say that problem statement is a very clear and concise sentence that explains the core problem the user is experiencing. Okay, so it will help you to focus on the effort that you to put to solve the particular problem. All right, got it? So now the question is, why is this important? See, guys, if we do not clearly define the problem, we might end up solving the wrong thing, right? So a good problem statement will act like a target. Okay, so it will tell you exactly like what you need to aim, so that exactly for that only you're going to design a solution. Okay, so after understanding the empathy map, we use the problem statement clearly and concisely define that we're trying to solve. So take observation from the previous stage, boiling them together to draft the main issue. All right. So if you see here, this is the problem statement template, guys. I'm opening the PDF version only. Here we have the doc version also. PDF version is for the explanation to you. So if I open the problem statement here, so here again you'll be putting your date, your team ID, the name, the maximum marks. After that, you can see here there are certain attributes. I am means what I am. I am a user. I am a teacher. I'm a parent. I'm customer. So whatever the user details are there, you have to mention it in this. I am trying to, but because which makes me feel. All these attributes, based on all these attributes, you have to fill this table. Okay. So guys, you need to create some scenario-based problem statement in this particular template. So for example, we have discussed about some problem statements, right? In the previous stage, in the previous session. So whatever problem statement you pick up, you have to create at least two scenario-based problem statement for it. Okay. And you have to fill this. So you have to use this particular template called Miro template that you'll find in this doc itself. If you click on this link, it will take you to the Miro website. Okay, will take you to the Miro website. One second. I think so. Yeah, let me copy this. Miro website. So here, click on use template. Again, it will be asking you to log in. So, one second, let me remember my password. Okay, it is opening. So this is the template where you will be writing down a scenario-based problem statement. Okay, where is this template gone? Okay, it is coming. Please wait, the template is loading. Let me zoom it out. Okay. So you can see here, we have total of 5 sections. I am trying to, but because, which makes me feel. So if you see here, I have given you an example also here. So for example, I am a traveler. I am trying to book the flight on my phone, but it takes long time, because of which I am unable to do so. And this makes me feel frustrated. This makes me feel is talking about your this one emotion. I am is talking about your characteristics. You can see here the details is given here. I am is describing the customer and the attributes. What I am trying to do, it is listing. You have to list down the things that is trying to achieve, but you have to describe the problem that is getting in their way, and because of which you have to describe the reason the problem or the barrier is existing. And after that, which makes me feel means you have to describe the emotion. So basically, in this form, you have to complete this template. Okay, so you can create two scenarios. So what you can do, you can just remove this unwanted sticky notes from here like this. You have to select it, You can delete it. Okay. Like this, you will be creating one, you will be taking a snippet of it, you'll be attaching it here. Okay. And again, you'll be creating another problem statement, another scenario based problem statement, creating it and attach it down below it. So whatever details you're mentioning in this particular sticky notes, in this side, this table, same details you have to fill in this particular table. Okay. Same details you have to fill in this particular table. So with this, you'll be completing your problem statement template. Clear? Template clear? Clear. A N Adi Mahesh. I'm telling you once again, guys, please understand it. Basically, in the problem statement template, whatever project you are working on, you have to create two scenario-based problem statement for it, and you have to fill this particular table. Okay, so you have to think about. I said you like the scenario-based, right? For example, you're working on any problem. Let's say malnutrition. Okay, you can be a researcher, you can be a NGO person, or you can be a doctor, right? Right. So in the IM, it will be mentioning the name of the person followed by what he is. Like he is a doctor, he is a researcher, he is a uh, mm, he's an NGO guy, or he's from the government body, anything. Then what he's trying to do? He's trying to analyze the factors responsible for malnutrition in the younger students. What is the problem? Why he's not able to do? Because there are a lot of data available in the resources, because of which he's not able to get the proper solution for it. Okay. And what is the problem? Problem is he's not able to achieve this, means he's not able to perform a better analysis. Okay. And this makes him feel very frustrated, angry, such kind of emotion you have to do, you have to mention. So whatever problem statement you're working on, you have to create a scenario based problem for it, and you have to fill this particular template. Okay. In this form. So what are attributes are there, we have clearly mentioned in this particular table itself. Okay. You can see this table also, problem statement table. Now is it clear? Entity map, this is done. Let me close this one because guys, now is it clear? So guys, it is not ending. Maybe your connectivity is not good. It's not ending actually. It's fine from my side. Done guys? Clear? Shall I proceed? I'm there only guys. I'm not leaving the session. I'm there. I'm still there. You can see. Do not worry, if you're facing a network issue, you'll get the recording. Okay. Let's talk about what is next in the PPT we have. So basically, whenever we are trying to solve a problem, before we solve any problem, uh, we need to clearly understand what the problem is. Okay. So in this particular slide, we are talking about the 5 Ws: who, what, where, when, and why. Okay. So the first point is, who does this problem affect? Basically, here we need to know that who is facing the problem. Okay. Is it a student? Is it a teacher? Is it a staff, or a specific group of people? So that is what I said in the template itself. You need to find out, you need to mention like who is the user. Okay. You need to mention I am this. I am what is a person. scenario person you have to mention here. Okay. The scenario based person you have to mention there. Okay. Don't worry, guys. I'll be sharing you everything. Do not be in a hurry. I'm trying to explain the template now. Okay. I think you will get it. Next is what are the boundaries of the problem? Okay. This basically means how big or wide the problem is. So uh, is it just a classroom who is affected by the problem? It is, or is it across the school, or is it in the certain departments? Okay. And what is the issue? So here you describe the problem very clearly, like what is going wrong, what is the effect of this problem, and what could happen if we do not solve it. Okay. Then when does this issue happen? Basically, this means that we look at the timing factor. Okay. So does this problem happen all the time or only during certain times, like exam season or during online classes, etc.? And where is this issue occurring? This means where is the problem happening? This is does this happen some exact place, or is it in the physical space like lab, or in process like admission process or some gating factor, etc. And why is it important? So that we can fix this issue. Finally, we ask why this issue matters. Okay, what is the difference? Like, will it make any difference if we fix it, or how will it help the students and the overall system? Okay, just to sum up, by answering all these questions, we get a clear picture of the problem. Like, this makes it easier for us to find out the right solution, and which will help the people. Will help the people who are getting involved in this. Okay. So this is your second template, that is define problem statement template. All right. Next part, what we have. Let me close this one. Yeah. Then the third template inside this is nothing but brainstorming ideas and idea prioritization. So this is the third template in the first phase, ideation phase, that we have to work on. So now from the previous two slides, from the previous two templates, we understand the problem, right? So now it is the time now to come up with some ideas, uh, as much as ideas to solve it. Okay, so this step is called brainstorming. So here the main goal of this step is to come up with as many ideas as possible to solve the problem. Okay, basically we do not judge the ideas, we do not filter them, we just choose best one out of them. Okay, so there are certain rules of brainstorming. First is defer judgment. Okay, it means basically we will not criticize any idea. Let's say we are working in a team, right? We are four people working in a team. All the four people will give some ideas, right? So initially in the brainstorming, we will not criticize any idea. We will let all the ideas come out first. Okay, then is encourage wild ideas. Basically what happens, sometimes some unusual ideas leads to a better solution. Okay, so that is why we do not skip it. Then we have build on ideas of others. Basically, some of the idea that some of your friends can give can spark another idea. Okay, so this works together. All right, let's say your friend is giving some idea, so it will spark some other person mind, like yes, we can do in that way also. Stay focused on the topic. So basically, you need to keep the decision and the discussion of the problem in hand. Okay, and one conversation at a time. Basically, you have to let each person speak, and all of the teammates should hear him. Okay, be visual. Basically, you need to use some kind of drawings or sticky notes to explain the ideas very clearly. Okay, finally, go for quantity. Basically, this means you need to entertain more ideas so that it means basically you have more chances to find a great solution. Okay, in this stage, basically, we train our minds, we work together, and we do not worry about whether an idea is perfect or not. Okay, we'll just let all the ideas come out, and then we'll choose the best ones from them. Okay, so this is the template for doing the brainstorming idea and idea prioritization. If you carefully see this particular template, there are three sections. First section is brainstorm, then group ideas, and then third is prioritize. Okay, let's discuss each one of them. Okay, so this template is actually helping us to generate ideas, organizing them, and deciding like which one is best one to move forward. Okay, first is brainstorming. Okay, so here in this section, each person will write down as many ideas they have in a form of sticky notes. Let's say here you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections are there, right? 8 team members are there. For example, there are 4 members in a team. So all the 4 members will write down their ideas here. Okay. In one sticky note, they will write down one idea. Okay. So we do not have to judge their ideas or we do not have to overthink their ideas. They just have to write down whatever comes to their mind based on the problem. Okay. So the goal here of this section is to see the quantity, not the perfection. Second is group ideas. Basically, the team will now look into all the ideas and will start grouping the similar idea together. Okay, for example, there are 4 members in a team who have given some ideas. There might be some ideas which are very similar to each other. So what we will do, we will group the similar sticky notes into a cluster. Okay, so if one group is too big, for example, if you are making the cluster of ideas and that cluster becomes too big, we will break it into a smaller set. Okay, so this will help us to see the pattern and identify the themes inside the ideas. Okay, finally, we will prioritize. Basically, we are using a grid to rank the ideas on two things. One is the importance and another is feasibility. Importance is basically like how the idea is very useful or impactful it is towards the solution. Okay, and feasibility is like how easy it is to actually do it, means how easy it is to do the problem, the solution. Okay, so we'll place the ideas in this particular graph. So the ideas which are on the top right means the ideas which are coming this side, these are very highly important and they're easy to do. Okay, you can say that these are the best ideas to start with, and the ideas which are coming in this side, which are these are actually having lower importance and they're hard to do. Okay, they might not be worth pursuing. Okay, so this actually help us to focus on like what matters most and it is realistic. I hope you are able to understand, guys. I hope you are able to understand, you are able to follow me, right? Yes or no? For this also, guys, you need to work on the template. In the empathy map itself you'll find the template. Okay, let me go back. You can see I have this template also here, the structure of the template of brainstorming. If I open it, you can see this is the link. If you click on the link, you will find the template. Okay, the brainstorming and idea prioritization template. This is the template. Okay, I already have it here. I think so. Yeah, this is the template. So basically, in this template only, in this section, you will be writing down the ideas. Okay, you have to zoom it and you have to write down the ideas. For example, there are 4 person in the team. So 4 people will writing down their ideas, okay, in different sticky notes, one idea per sticky notes. Then you all will group them into this particular graph. Okay, you'll create a cluster of the ideas here. Okay, you can form one cluster, two cluster like that. And based on the importance and feasibility, like how it is achievable and doable, you will be putting those ideas, sticky notes inside this graph. So once you do this, you will be easily completed with the bit. So you can take the screenshot of it and you can just attach it in this particular template that we are sharing you. Okay, like this. Here you have to paste it like this. Okay, you have to just fill your details and then in the below, what do you understand here? And from there, you can write down this. You can just paste out your screenshot of the template. Clear? Am I clear? Yes, no, please tell me. Let's move ahead to the next slide. This is a prototype. Next, basically, this is not for you, just for your understanding. I'm explaining you. Here, our goal is to uh, draw out a very, or we should create a very early version of the ideas. This generally happens in the organizations where they're working on some projects. Okay. So they will deal with something called MVP. See, this MVP stands for minimum viable product. So what does it mean? Basically here, after brainstorming, what they do, they come up with some simplest version of the gadget that people can actually use and they can give some their inputs. Okay, so this is just the core feature. All right. So there are certain ways to create the prototype. The first one is the wrong method. Second one is the right method, where you try to come up with certain usable product at each stage. If you see in the first picture, we are not getting any usable product and as output in each stage. If you see in the second stage, at each stage of the output, we are getting some useful product that a user can use it. Like first, for example, in the first stage, we are creating a skateboard where the user can use a skateboard. Then we are attaching a handle to it and making it kind of a scooter. Then we are attaching a seat and a bike a handle with two big tires and kind of a bike, which again the user can see. So overall, from this, you can understand that the second method is the right way to come up with any kind of prototype, where at each stage of the output, the user can get some usable product and he can give his suggestions to it. Okay. If you see out of the two ways, this is the right way because at each stage we're getting some usable product at the output stage. Whereas in the first stage, we can see the useful product in the last stage itself only. Okay, so that's the reason the second way is the big one. Finally, we have the test stage. So here, once we develop a prototype, we have to test it. The goal here is to take the best version of whatever you have built previously and try them out. Okay. So the important thing here is that it is a basically iterative process. This just means that we do not build something uh, very one time. Instead of that, we test it out. We see like what works and what doesn't, and then we make changes and improvement accordingly. Okay, so these stages we have already discussed in the first slide itself. Empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. So in the test stage, if we see like again we can introduce some more changes in the final product, we will again go back to the previous stage and we'll do the improvement, and then again we'll develop the product. Okay, at the end we'll get a proper result. Okay, so this is all about the first phase, that was ideation phase. Okay, so in ideation phase, basically, guys, you need to work on three templates. First is empathy map, then is define problem statement, and the third is brainstorming file. In empathy map, you are presenting the user's issue, okay, in the form of certain picture where you are mentioning like what do he think, what do he say, what do he do, and what does he feel. So based on this empathy map, we will be developing a scenario-based problem statement, two scenario-based problem statement, and you will be completing the problem statement template. Now, once you have the problem statement, based on the problem statement, the whole team will sit together. They will come up with certain ideas. You will group the ideas, and finally, you will put them in the graph of feasibility versus importance. Okay, in that you will be covering the three templates. I hope the three templates are clear to all the participants, right? Okay, guys. Now let's move to the next phase. That is requirement analysis phase. Do not worry, guys. Do not worry, guys. If you still have a problem with the network, you'll get this recording. You can rewatch this recording. Then things will be more clear to you. Okay. And all these templates, whatever we are sharing you, it is self-explanatory. We can do it. The next is a requirement analysis. So what is requirement analysis, guys? See, guys, whenever in an organization we develop a project or when whatever, uh, suppose a client goes to a particular business organization for any particular solution. So they develop a requirement analysis. Okay, requirement analysis typically involves identifying these two main categories. One is functional requirement and non-functional requirement. Okay, both of these requirements serves different purposes. Okay, and they're also equally important in defining your product behavior and characteristics. Okay, functional requirement is describing some specific behaviors, the features, functionalities that your a product must possess to fulfill the intended purpose. Okay, so this requirement will focus like what the system should do and what task it should perform. Whereas non-functional requirement specifies the qualities and the characteristics that your project must possess beyond its specific functionalities. Okay, this sounds very similar to each other, but guys, there is a slight difference between them. Okay, so these requirements actually focuses on like different aspects like performance, security, their usability, maintainability, reliability, all those things. Okay, non-functional requirements focus describes you like how the system should perform and it should behave. Okay, rather than what it should do. Functional requirement will say what it should do, what are the tasks it will do, and non-functional requirement will say how it should do. Okay, how it should do. So let us discuss each one of them. First is functional requirement. So as I said, functional requirement describes like what project is expected to do in the terms of specific functions, features, and interaction with the user. Okay. So to make this application run properly, okay, along with all the features, you need to understand what all things are needed to consider so that things can be better understand in functional requirement. Okay. For example, there is a system which sends a confirmation email whenever a users create an account. Okay, this is a function. It's sending in confirmation email. Once a user creates an account, the system is sending a confirmation email. So this is a kind of a function. Similarly, system will also send an approval request once the user submits any kind of personal details. Okay, to understand that, what is the functional requirement? Functional requirement defines that what product must do. Okay, what are its features and functions. Okay, then along with that, you need to define that whatever task or action that the project is expected to do, it should make sure that user can make use of the project very effectively. All right. So there are certain things. For example, there are different types of functional requirement. For example, we have authentication. This ensures that only authorized user will log in. Then we have authorization levels, means different permission can be given to different users. External interfaces means we can connect with other systems or the tools. Transaction processing means we can handle the payments or data transfers. Reporting basically means generating summaries or reports for the users. Business rules means you can follow some set of rules or specific rules like how the system should behave, and compliances to laws or regulation basically means this makes sure that system follows all the legal rules or regulations. Okay. Then we have not what are not on understand function focuses on how the system should perform, okay, rather than what it should do. So they define system quality, they define usability, performance. Okay, so non-functional requirements are very crucial to ensure that system operates very effectively and it provides satisfactory response to the user experience. Okay, so there are certain factors inside it. First is usability. Usability will refer to like how it is easy or how the interface is how the product interface is user friendliness. Okay, so this describes actually like how the user will easily use how the product can be easily used by different applications or different peoples. Okay, so whatever application you have created, it should be very user friendly so that it can be easily used by the customers. Okay, for example, language should not be any barrier to use your project. Okay, next is security. Security requirements ensure that your system and the data is protected from any kind of unauthorized access. Okay, so in the context of technology or any other information system, security measures are implemented to ensure the confidentiality with the available data sources you are connected with. Okay, so basically, for example, if you do not feel secure with any applications, you will never share your personal credentials to them, right? So when the application is safe and secure, then only you're going to use that application, right? Here you can see in one example, like system administration can should we only be able to give the access to the permission for sensitive informations. All right. So you have to talk about the security level about your project. Okay, how user friendly it is. Then you have reliability. Reliability will refer to the ability of your project to service consistently, okay, uh, all its intended function without any failures. Okay, whatever project you have developed, you need to make sure it is very reliable and it is not failing. Okay, so it is very essential actually that of it. Okay, for example, if there is an update uh, in the database, if it gets failed, the system should not automatically undo all the related changes to the previous to prevent the errors. Okay, so that is what you need to make sure it is the system is reliable. Then we have performance. Performance is about like how fast and responsive the system is. Okay, if it is poor, it may lead to delays and uh, user frustration. So it can also harm the system if it is overloaded, right? For example, a website homepage should load like within 2 seconds. Okay, even it is accessed using slow internet. So that is what how the performance should be. And then next we have availability. Availability basically measures like how often your system is accessible and it's functional for the users. Okay, it basically ensures that the key features and operations are uninterrupted. So, for example, let's say if you want to add any new feature to your project or a website, let's say you want to create a website and you want to add any new feature, you will make sure that it doesn't affect any other part of the system or the site. Right? You have home page, you have product page, you have checkout page. It won't affect any other page. Okay, so these pages should stay very functional uh, when the new feature is getting added. Okay, even if there is any particular problem on any particular site, those sites should give us a message that that they are expecting something's working in the backend. It will soon get fixed like that. Availability is done. Then we have scalability. Scalability basically refers like how your system is able to handle increased demand without getting slowed down. Okay, as the number of users or the amount of data increases, how the system will be responding, will it be able to grow with it, will it be maintain the good performance or not. Okay, for example, there is a website which is designed to handle let's say 2 lakh users at once. Okay, and it should be actually scalable enough so that it can support more users without getting slowed down. Okay, these are all the factors of non-functional requirement. So accordingly, we will be also creating a small table inside your template on this factor. Okay. So as I said, the difference between functional and non-functional requirement, the main objective of functional requirement is to tell what the system should do. Non-functional requirement will focus like how the system should work. Okay. In the end result, functional requirement will list all the features and the tasks that system must perform, whereas non-functional requirement will list all the quality standards that the system must meet. Okay. If I have to say about focus, focus means functional requirement will focus on the system functions and the task, whereas non-functional requirement will focus on the performance and the quality. Okay. Documentation part also, guys, functional requirement will use cases or the user stories to show like how the user will interact with the system. And non-functional requirement will describe the system qualities like speed, security, and the scalability. All right. So these are the functional and non-functional requirement. So if you see guys here, some of the functional requirement. This slide is actually talking about the listing functional requirement. So there are certain specific tasks or the features that your project will be written and drawn as well. Okay. So this will help the team to better understand like what needs to be developed. Okay. So let's understand this. First is use case or use case diagram. So this actually describes like how the user will interact with the system to achieve this. So the slide here, you can see a simple use case example, okay, with an online shopping system, like where the user can view the demo and he can browse the product and make the purchases. All right. Then we have user stories. So these are a short, simple description of the feature told from the user perspective. Like as a user, I want to uh, add items to my shopping cart so that I can purchase multiple items. So this is a kind of a user story. We'll discuss more about user story in a while. Then we have work breakdown structures or functional decomposition. Basically, this breaks down your complex project into some smaller or manageable tasks. Okay. So in this slide itself, you can see a visual example of a ticket reservation system. Okay. So uh, this ticket reservation system is broken down into different categories like ticket reservation, seat reservation, etc. Okay, with further subtasks. Then you have prototype. So as we discussed earlier also, these are the early versions which can actually help you to illustrate and define like what the final product should be. Okay, we can see there are certain small mobile application apps where the skin design where the skin can be designed like this. Okay, then you have software requirement and specification document. So this is more a formal and detailed document that is actually listed here with all the functional and non-functional requirements. Okay, so this slide here we can in this slide you can see the table uh, where all the contents like software requirements specifications are present here. Okay, so that is what about requirement analysis first template. Let me show you the template also. If you go to this requirement analysis template, uh, the first template that we just talked about now is functional non-functional requirement. The name of this template is solution requirement. So here in the functional requirement, you will mention the task and the subtask. Okay. For example, your first task in your project is to clean the data. Okay. Now in the cleaning the data, what are the subtasks you are going to do? You are going to correct the data type. You are going to uh, rename the fields. You are going to add more columns. All such things will come on the data cleaning. Then you have dashboard visualizations. What are visualizations you will build that will be mentioning here. Okay. So this is your major task and what are the subtasks of it. I will be mentioning in this functional requirement. Then in non-functional requirement, so what are parameters we just now covered like usability, security, reliability. Those details we will be mentioning here in the description. Okay. With this, you will be completing this particular solution requirement template. I hope it's clear. Okay. It is clear, right? We'll not take break today, guys. We'll because we also have to cover other templates also. Let's see them, then we'll see. Next is data flow diagram. So understand that what is a data flow diagram, guys, first. Data flow diagram is nothing but it's kind of a graphical representation like how the data is moving throughout your system. Okay, how it is moving throughout your system. So it will help you to visualize the flow of information from input to output. Okay, so DFD diagrams help you in understanding like the data requirement of the system and how the data is interacting with different components. Okay, so here whenever you are giving some input, something is happening, right? So some flow of information is going. So we'll put all those information in the form of a flow chart, and uh, this will be your data flow diagram, which will show like how the information is passing from each stage and every stages. Okay. So example, if you see here, uh, 1 second, let me see. Let me give you one example. Let me give you one small example of data flow diagram. Imagine that you are shopping online. Okay. So at each step, you are giving some kind of information, right? First of all, you will go to a website, right? You will put your email and password. Okay. That particular email and password is going to check with the user database, right? So once it is correct, then you will allow to go inside and you will allow to choose some product. Okay. When you choose a product, it will go to the cart database. Okay. Then you will enter your delivery address. These details will be sent to the order database. Okay. Then you will do some payment details. You're going to it will redirect you to the payment gateway, right? Finally, you'll get an order confirmation email, right? So this step-by-step movement of the information is nothing but called as a data flow. Okay. When we take these steps and show them all together in a form of a diagram, this will explain us like how the information is moving from one place to another. Okay. So this is nothing but called as a data flow diagram. Okay. So it is just a very simple way to visualize like how the data is traveling throughout the system from start to finish. Okay. So there are certain notations that we need to keep in mind for drawing a data flow diagram. What are those? Let's see. First is external entity. Hey guys, uh, external entities are nothing but these are represented by rectangles with some lines coming in and going out. Okay, so this external entity can be a people, it can be a system, or can be an organization outside the system. Okay, so that which actually it is interacting with. Okay, for example, it is a customer, supplier, or any other application. It's actually the place where the system gets the data from and it sends the data to. Okay. So external entities are drawn at the edges of the diagram, and since they're outside of the system, so they show actually like how the system is connected with the outside world. Then you have the process. Process is displayed by a rounded rectangles. Okay, so these are depicted with rectangles with rounded corners. So this shows us the activity or the task that is happening within the system. Okay, for example, you want to verify login details, or you want to add product to the cart, or you want to process the payment. All these are nothing but processes. Okay, each process has a clear name. So try to explain it what it does. Okay, then you have a data store. Data store basically it is represented with open-ended rectangles. Okay, so they represent like the places where the data is stored. It can be database, a file, or anything. Okay, so these are actually labeled to show like what kind of data is stored inside it. Okay, then we have a data flow. Data flow is nothing but they represent the movement of the data. Uh, One second, guys. So I was just talking about the data flow, which is just it is showing you the movement of the data between different components within the system. Okay, so there are arrows which shows like how information moves between the process. Okay, so this arrowhead shows the direction of the data. These arrowheads. Okay, so you have to use this to create the data flow diagram. You can see we have a template of data flow diagram also. So this kind of picture you will be creating to showcase how the data is flowing. For example, you have the data from the local system, it is flowing to your database. Then from database, it is going for data cleaning. In data cleaning, where it is going to clean the specific data. Then it is going to create visualizations. Then it is going to for dashboard building. Then it is going for story. Then it is going for publish. So this kind of picture you will be creating with the help of data flow diagram, and you'll be attaching it here. Okay. Below this data flow diagram, guys, we have this small user story. I'll discuss this in a while. Okay, I'll discuss this in a while. What is this you have to do here? Okay, now let's talk about the next one, that is customer journey map. Customer journey map. What is customer journey map? Hey guys, customer journey map is a simple way to see like how people are using your product and how they feel at each stage while they're using it. Okay, so it will help you to understand like what they're actually going through and how they like and what are the factors in your project it is frustrating them. Okay, so one of the main reasons the team uses a map is to understand like how customers are actually experiencing your project or product. Okay. So by looking into this journey, you can see like why customers make certain decisions and what are the factors which makes them stop using your product. Okay. So there are many things to map out in the customer journey map. So it will help you to actually improve like how you can welcome and how you can guide your new customers, how you can compare what kind of experience customer is expected and what they're actually getting. You can see like how different types of customer are behaving and uh, what is the interest level of them. Okay, you can create a step-by-step process, so which will make your buying experience more smoother. Okay, so this is a small picture of a customer journey map. Instead of this, I'll just show you in the mural template itself. Okay, let me go to the template. Here I have a more detailed and good picture of your customer experiencing journey map. I can share you this also link. Okay, I'll share you. Keep this link saved with you guys. This link we will not find. Keep it safe with you. Okay. So the picture that you can see right now is of a customer journey map. Okay. So you need to fill this table. Okay. It's very simple, guys. If you see here, if you see here, uh, in this picture, this customer journey map will help you to understand like what customer is going through when he's using your product or the service. Okay. So this is divided into 5 stages. First is entice. This says like how the customer is getting aware about your project or product. Then enter basically means how they get started. Engage means how will they use it. Exit means how they finish or stop. And extend means what happens after it. Okay. So how to fill it row by row. So again in the rows we have certain fields like experience. First is experience. Okay. So in the experience step, you'll mention like what is happening at each stage. What is happening at each stage. Okay. You'll write down what the customer is doing at each step. Okay. For example, he's browsing website, he's signing up, he's watching tutorial, he's finishing a task, or he's receiving whatever he is doing. You will mention in here. Okay. Then you have interaction. In interaction, you will mention, you'll understand like who is who are they interacting with. Okay. You'll think about the people. Are they talking to any kind of sales people or customer support or any kind of users? Are they going to visit any website, mobile applications, or do? And are they using any kind of device or features in the form to interact with? Like this, you will do it. Okay. Then goals and motivation, basically what they want to achieve at each stage. Okay. You'll write down what is deriving them at each point. Okay. For example, I want to learn like how this works, I hope this solves my problem, all those things. Okay. Then you have positive moments. So what do they enjoy or feel about? Okay. Feeling good about it. So you'll write down what is making customer feel satisfied, happy, or impressed. So you can hypothetically create the kind of situation to mention this thing about your project. Okay, what the customer might face. Okay, then the negative comments, what is frustrating or confusing the customer. Okay, you have to be honest. You have to list anything that might make your customer feel stuck, annoyed, or unsure. Okay, so next is opportunities. Basically, here you can see, you can mention like how can we make it better. Okay, you will look into the problem, you look into the confusion above, and you will suggest the ways to improve the customer experience. Okay, in this way, you will be completing this particular graph. All right, you can take a scenario of a particular person and you can mention these details. Am I clear? That is your customer journey map. Clear? Clear, guys? Clear? So when you start working on the project, so you'll get more ideas to do such kind of things. Okay. All right. Now next, move to the next one. Where is that template on? Yeah, here. User stories. Before user stories, you have something called functional requirements in agile workflow. What is this? Hey guys, here we are explaining about the functional requirements. So it is a step-by-step process for creating and delivering your project in an agile development environment. Okay, first is initiatives. Initiatives basically are the big goals and the objectives. Okay, so these are a collection of smaller tasks. Okay, for which we are working toward the same goal. You can see this is an objective. Do not scared with this word, guys. Epic. Epic is nothing but a milestone. Okay, it is nothing but kind of a big task. Okay, for example, in your project development, there will be a task of data cleaning, right? Under data cleaning, you have certain different several things to do. You can remove the duplicates, you can remove the null values. So all those things are nothing but your task. Okay, data cleaning is in Epic. Okay, data visualization is next Epic. Under data visualization, you can create multiple set of visualizations. You can create a bar chart, you can create a pie chart like that. Those are all your tasks, right? So what is an epic? Epic is a large chunk of word or with broad features. Okay, so each epic can be broken down again into some smaller or manageable parts that are nothing but your tasks. Okay, next is stories. Stories are nothing but they are also called as user stories. So this is the smallest unit of work in Agile. Okay, so this describes some specific need or the requirement from the user perspective. Okay, so he can describe it as like, as a user, I want to reset a password so that I can access my account again. So this is just an example. So similarly, here we have subtasks. So subtasks are a detailed step-by-step steps to complete story or task. Okay, so we'll talk more about the user stories. So we just said about the user story. See, guys, user story is nothing but it is a very simple and concise description of any particular feature or functionalities. Okay, so it is written from the perspective of the end user. Okay, so whatever scenario you are creating, so it will be created on his perspective. Okay, so it is focusing on what the user wants to achieve, and we will be providing a clear context for the development team. So you can see it is typically written in this structure. As a in this type of user, you will mention the name of the particular person. Okay. I want his goal, what he want to achieve, so that what is the reason behind it. Okay. So this is the particular example, or you can say the formula to write down the user story. Okay. So the main features of user story are nothing but who, what, and why. Who is nothing but you are identifying the user or your persona. Okay. For example, it's a customer, admin, or manager. What is nothing but it is describing about the user goal or action. And why means you're explaining why, uh, explaining the value and the reason behind any specific action. Okay. You can see a small example here. You can see it's saying, as an admin, I want to add description to the product so that the users can later view the description and compare the product. So here, admin is the type of the user. His goal is add description to the product, and the reason is so that the users can later view the description. So this kind of user stories we have to create. Okay. Now, why user stories, guys? Again, uh, there are several factors to understand why user stories. First is focus on the user. Okay, so instead of just completing the task, user story keeps the team very focused on solving the problem. Okay, so that whatever people who are using the product, they're focused. Then it encourages story enables collaboration. Basically, it encourages the teamwork. Okay, story will help the team to work together to figure out like what is the best way to achieve the goal for the users. It fosters creative solutions. Basically, this will inspire the entire team to think creatively, like how to solve the user problem in as best way as possible. Okay, and it creates momentum. Basically, it builds motivation. Like it will complete by completing each story, the user feels some small wins. Okay, so which will help the team to stay motivated and make some steady progress. Okay, so just to sum up, user stories make the project more focused. It encourages collaboration and it inspires creativity among the team. Okay. So now this picture you have already seen in that data flow diagram template, how to create user stories. So you can see here, there are four key steps. First is validate the need of the user. Basically, you need to understand what is the user need and why they need it. Okay. So you can talk to the client and you can talk to the end user to gather their requirements. Then we have to create epics. So as I said, epic is nothing but a bigger milestone. So you can divide your overall functionality into some larger themes, okay, or epics. So so that epic is a big process of work, and later it can be broken down into some smaller structures. Okay. Then you have writing stories. So you can write down a very short and clear description of what the user want to do. So you have to write down the user story in the same schema that I have mentioned just now. As a user, I want to do an action so that benefit purpose. Okay. Then defining good acceptance criteria, you can set a clear conditions so that it will verify the user story is complete. Okay. You can see there is a small table here. So that is the same table. You can find it in the data flow diagram also. You can see here. To see data flow diagram below, you have same table. Okay. Now, what is this table? Let's understand that. First, we have user type. In the user type, you will be mentioning like who is using the feature. Okay. Who is using the feature. Okay. Whether it is a mobile user, web user, or what. Then functional requirement. This functional requirement is your epic. This is a bigger task. Okay. Here it is mentioned registration. Just imagine, like, let's say you want to do data cleaning. Okay. So this is nothing but the larger goal that the user story is following under. Okay. Then user story number is nothing but a unique number. You can just give it as USM-1. Then user story or the task is nothing but this is the description of the task or the description of user need in a structured format. As a user, I want to do so and so that I can do such thing like that. Okay. Acceptance criteria. This is the condition to verify the feature works as expected. Okay. Means if you're doing this, so that this is the acceptance criteria. So this is the verifying that this particular feature is working as expected. Then there is a priority level. You need to mention the importance of this particular feature. And finally, sprint. Sprint is nothing but the duration during which certain task is completed. Let's say you can define a sprint of 5 days. Okay, in 5 days, whatever user stories or whatever epics you have completed, you can mention that here. Okay, so in this way, you will be completing this template also. All right. I hope this is clear. Okay. Then, yes, so that's all. This is something, uh, these are some best practices like independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, and testable. So, independent basically, the user story should be independent of each other. Stories means story should avoid too much of detail. It should be very flexible. The user should be valuable from the story. The team can use them to plan project timelines. It should be small. Small story are easier to estimate than larger ones. Everyone should be able to test the document. Okay, so these are some of the practice to write down the user story. Apart from this, guys, we also have one more template called technology stack. Okay, in technology stack, you'll be describing about uh, the components that you're going to use inside your project. Okay, what is the how see here you can see there are three columns. One is component, description, and technology. For example, for our reference, we have given some condition, some components here like user interface. So how the user is interacting with the application? Is he interacting through the interface of Tableau? Is he interacting through the interface of any website? First thing you have to mention. Okay, is there any application logic? So you can mention it is like yes, you're using Tableau, right? You can mention here Tableau application logic. The database, if you are using any kind of database in your project, you can mention the name of the database. Cloud database, I think so. There is no cloud database. You can mention it as nil. Apart from these factors, if you are using any other thing, you can include that. Okay, you can include that. Okay, suppose you're using any other tool, any other component or any other software, you can mention that here. Okay. Similarly, then you have application characteristics like whatever application you're using. Let's say Tableau, those characteristics will be mentioning here. Whether it is an open source framework, yes, it is an open source framework. You can mention the name of the tool here. Security implementations. Is there any security implementations for it? I don't think so. There is any implementation. You can mention it as an A here, technology. Scalable architecture. Yes, you can scale it down. Okay. Availability. Yes, the technology is available, and performance. It is good and fast. Like this, you can fill this entire table. Okay. If you can create any kind of technical architecture here, you can create that also and you can attach it. So with this, you can complete your technology stack. So create a small architecture of your project also and attach it here. Okay. So in this way, you can complete the template. Am I clear to you? Guys, today I have not made any kind of notes because these things are self-explanatory. There is no notes required here. Okay. So once again, I'll take you to the folder where this PPTs are present uh, for these templates. So you can see here, today we just discussed about the ideation phase. In ideation phase, when I'm sharing you this folder, guys, it contains two files. One, the PDF version, and another is doc version. You need to download the doc version. You need to edit it. You need to save it in the form of PDF. That you will be going to share it with us. Okay. That you have to submit it to us. Got it? This is empathy map. Then we discussed about problem statement, brainstorming. And after that, we discussed about the requirement analysis. In requirement analysis, you have to complete four templates. Okay. First is the solution requirement, where you will talk about the functional and non-functional requirement. Then you have data flow diagram, where you will create a small data flow diagram of it. Okay. Then you have the customer journey map, like how the customer will respond. It will record his experience while using your project and technology stack about your. It is talking about the component or the tool you are using. Okay. So these two things we have discussed today. Okay. Clear? Yes, everything has to be done in the team. This has to be done in team. Now, guys, it's the quiz time. Don't worry, I'll share you the links of the templates very soon. Okay, I'll share you the link of the templates soon. Okay, just give me a minute. I'm going to share you the link of the quiz now. I hope that today's agenda was uh, clearly covered. Now the time is for the quiz. So I'm giving you a quiz link in the Q&A section. Please do not miss to attend it. Start giving your quiz. Please start giving your quiz, guys. Please start giving your quiz. Once done with the quiz, you'll also get a feedback form. Please give the feedback form also. I hope we met your expectation. You understood uh, the topics very clearly. Start giving the quiz, guys. Is not opening. Guys, link is opening. Please click on the link. Can you check, guys? Others, can you please respond? Is the link not opening? I have checked it. It is opening in my system. It is working fine. Check it, guys. Once again, it is working fine. Start giving your quiz. Opening, right? So, Akula Lakshmi, please find the quiz link. Find the quiz link. When the link is opening, please open it with another email. Please try with your registered email only. It is opening well. We have completed two phases, that is ideation phase and requirement analysis phase. This recording will get updated, guys. Try to go back, watch it once again. Don't worry, still we have the project development sessions. You can ask during those sessions as well. No worries. Please start giving your piece. I hope you enjoyed the session this week. Everything was clear to you. Please give the feedback accordingly. I hope we met your expectations. Please tell me the quiz. Please tell me, ma'am. Rama Bendi, please try it. It is opening for everyone to change your system or change your connectivity, change your network, change your email, and then try. It is opening. I checked it from my end. It is opening. For checking, I will not give you. Uh, Hitosh, please do it. We'll check it because I do not have the access of the quiz right now. It's proper only, Ashutosh. You need to check it. Guys, please complete the quiz. I think so. It is the quiz is on MySQL only. Guys, it has the correct answer. It looks very same, but you have to look into it very carefully. Then you will find the right answer. 10th question is proper, guys. Please check it. If you're complete, inform me, then you can leave. If you're complete, you can inform me and then you can leave. Guys, it is arranged in correct order. Maybe all of the options are looking very similar to each other, but it is correct only. Okay, those who have completed, I can see the options, guys. Do not worry. Look into the question, what it is asking, then look into the answer, then select it. It's very easy to understand from the question itself. There are no 15, 20 options, guys. There are only four options. See, after A, there is a kind of a bracket, right? Closing bracket is there. Then the option is there. Then B is there. Then the closing bracket is there. Then after three, four lines, again, four lines, there is C, then closing bracket. Like that, it is there. Amruta, Somapuram, I will inform all the participants. Don't worry. Last questions. Bhuma Abhiram doesn't have 16 options. It has got only four options. I think you guys are not looking into the options properly. It is A, then a closing bracket. After four lines, again you will find B, then a closing bracket. Then C, closing bracket. Then again four lines, then D, closing bracket. Four options. Kokila, Quizzlings again, check it. Anyone who has completed the 10th question, are you finding it difficult? If you read the question properly, you can find the answer. It's easy only, guys. Those who are done, you can leave. No, sir, 10th question is easy. See, Somapuram is saying. Many of you are saying it is easy. Yes, if you are completed, you can leave. If you're done, guys, you can leave. But please complete it. I hope all of you are also filling the feedback form, right? Feedback form also filling, right? Fill the feedback form. I hope you enjoyed the session last week. Not taken any break today, guys. So those who are done, they can leave. Sheikh Ramiz Raza, we will let you know when the team formation starts. Yes, guys, those who are done, you can leave. Kanchila Sailatha, what is your query? What is your query? Lata, Sailatha, Kanchala, Sailatha, what is your query? Shruti Zanga, today there is no class notes. We have the templates. I will share you in the coming week. Okay. For this, I'll check and get back to you, Kanchala. Second, with this issue. Kanchala, Sailatha, please check if you're able to do it again. Karu Venkat Sahit will let you know. Yes, if you're done, you can leave. Regarding the self-paced course, guys, we will let you know in the upcoming week. Okay. Kasagani Sai Asrita, you can just go to mural.com and there you can search customer experience journey map like that. Mural.com and there you can search customer journey map, customer experience journey map. Okay. Yes. Now the next session is going to be on Tuesday. We do not have session on Monday. Okay. And will be on Tuesday, not on Monday. Monday is a holiday. So just now I said, please wait for some more time. We'll update you where to submit the batches. Okay. Where to submit the batches, we'll let you know. What solution you want, Sailatha? Today no session, guys. We'll have session on Tuesday. If there is any change, guys, we'll let you know. Okay. Quiz result will not be displayed to you. Mistake. Okay. One second. Drop an email also. You'll get some. Please stay tuned on the Telegram group, guys. If there is any message, we'll let you know. Okay. Regarding the session. Pencilla follow the same process that is mentioned in the PDF. Or do one thing, drop an email also on teamsip@thesmartbridge.com. Okay, I'll mention you the email teamsip@thesmartbridge.com. Please drop an email here. Not sharing my screen. So guys, score will not be visible to you. Means Raza, the project brief will be there in your portal itself. Okay, once you enroll for the project, once we tell you, then you will get the details over there. Satyam, once the team forms, then you can start the project. Please wait for further instruction. Shivru Devi Amruta, please check your registered email. From our side, we have shared you the process to register on NASCOM also. Tirupathi Naga Tirumala, please refer the recordings where you will find the step-by-step process to download Tableau uh, desktop public edition. Please refer the recordings. The second session we have downloaded Tableau desktop public edition. Okay, guys, I don't think so. There is any more queries left. Let's wind up the session. Please stay tuned on the Telegram group for any further information. Okay. Take Ramesh Raza, please wait. That is what I'm saying. You will update you. Okay. Still, it is in process. Please wait. Still, the training sessions are getting. No as such, Nalapu. There is no such notifications for what. Yes, both having and where can be used to filter, but where is used to only filter, whereas having used to filter and on the aggregate result. Guru Devu Amrita, please drop an email on teamsip @thesmartbridge.com. Okay, please check it from there once. Chala Sailita, please apply again. Please, Seti, Charan, Teja, I told you we are not going to share the quiz result. That is for our internal records. Okay, understand things. Confident when you are giving the quiz. Guru Devi Amrita, please reshare the email to the SmartBridge team, teamsip@thesmartbridge.com. Give a proper subject to it. Okay. Mention what is your query. If you're done, you can leave. Uta Monsari, Monasri, please wait. Still, the team formation has not yet started. We'll update you. Okay, we'll update you. Uh, Gotipalli, do not worry. The template that I will be sharing you, in that you'll get the proper link of Neural. From there, you can check it. Okay, do not worry. Gotipalli, that is what I'm saying you. Please wait. When I share you the template, most probably by Monday, I will share you. Okay, in your notes itself. From there, you will able to do it. Check it out. Or else just type neural.com in the Google. You will go to the respective site. Okay, okay, guys. So let's wind up. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. Yes, we are ending the session. Thank you, Narendra. Thank you all. Bye, guys.